Hello, and welcome to the OriginMD channel. This is a fun combo deck by Rob. He's responsible for all the good bits of the deck. I've modified some parts of it and wanted to share it with you. In the early game, you want to stall out and get the cheap creatures out. In the mid game, sacrifice the creatures either as blockers or use the emerge mechanic. Sacrificing treasure keepers from Aether Revolt will allow you to combo into your other 3 drops. You can repeat this cycle again, reviving creatures with Ever After, or returning to your hand with Ballot Null. You can use the generated advantage to close out the game. Your main targets for sacking are your small creatures. You can use the emerge mechanic on them to cast big Eldrazi. The standard Mindbender is excellent in Magic Duels for its discard effect. Elder Deepfiend has flash and taps for permanents, making it an excellent card too. Lashwood Lurker is situational, but can top deck opponents' planeswalkers, preventing them from using their ultimate as an example. If you can't win by generating enough advantage, by using Eldritch Evolution on any of the emerge Eldrazi, you can tutor out Ulamog to close out the game if you expect your opponent doesn't have removal for him. Now, let's discuss the deck in more detail. Feral Push is our early game lifeline against aggro decks, also works well against manlands. Sylvan Advocate is one of the best early game cards, mainly used to survive early game and attract opponent's removal. Primal Druid is our early game blocker and a possible target for emerge once we have enough mana. Grasp of Darkness is an excellent removal spell that can deal with early indestructible creatures, but only one of them is enough for our deck. Liliana is a cool flip planeswalker and that has lifelink, can be activated with emerge mechanic in case of emergency. Same goes for Nissan, and she is also good for getting an extra land. The Reclamation Sage is good in the current metagame, takes care of any artifact or enchantment, good against vehicles and mill decks. The Filigree Familiar is a 3-drop, making it an excellent target for emerge. It grants 2 life when entering the battlefield, and more importantly, withdraw a card once it dies. Eldritch Evolution can be used to bring out your bigger threats that you need on the battlefield. If you need life, for example, you can tutor for Noxious Gearhulk to destroy opponent's creature, can also be used on a 4+ drop to tutor Ballot Null that can return creatures from your graveyard to your hand. Liliana Last Hope is a good planeswalker to stop aggro decks, can also be played for no cost if you top deck her from Treasure Keeper or with Yahini's expertise. Treasure Keeper is a good card that can bring any of the previous 3 drops from your deck into the game once it's dead, and can also be used for fun combos. Yahini's expertise is here to take care of the board wipes and cast out a free 3-drop to boot. Priest of Bloodrite is a good target for emerge because of its high mana cost, and a 5/5 flyer token is also quite nice. Ishkana can't always be played out with Delirium, which makes her that much stronger with additional Sparta tokens, but it has reach and can block problematic flyers and serves as a nice emerge target. Nissa is a powerful planeswalker that can take the game by herself. Her +1 also synergizes with the Sylvan Advocate, making a land a potential 7/7. Her second ability can bring permanents back from the graveyard, making it possible to retreat some combo cycles. Noxious Gearhulk is a decent threat for its mana cost, and the life gain from the Enter the Battlefield effect is very welcome. In the original decks, there were 2 Ballot Nulls and 2 Ever Afters. They can be used to combo out repeatedly and either bring back creatures straight from the battlefield or back to your hand for their emerge mechanic. I've cut down their number, but your mileage may vary, and you can have more of them if you feel like it. Rishkar's expertise allows us to draw plenty of cards if one of our big creatures is in play, and there are many targets for its ability to cast out a 5-drop for free. Elder Deepfiend has flash, and it's better when you emerge on your opponent's turn to tap down opponent's attackers and permanents, making it a super powerful card. The standard Mindbender, if cast, can take care of our opponent's threats, such as removal spells, counter spells, and problematic creatures and spells, and pretty much anything that costs less than 3 mana and more than 4. It also reveals our opponent's hand, making this intelligence invaluable. Vexen Scuttler can be used to bring back sorcery and instant cards from the graveyard, but may be a target for replacement in the future as its impact and testing has been quite limited. Lashwood Lurker is here to stall the game and can top deck a problematic non-land permanent of the opponent, such as a Planeswalker or a big threat. Ulamog rounds up the Eldrazi theme, since Emrakul is not here to support him, has Indestructible and attacking 3 times, all but guarantees that your opponent's deck is demolished. If the opponent does not have a way to exile, counter, or make you sacrifice Ulamog, the game can be over quite soon. I found that tutoring him with Eldritch Evolution is more consistent with this deck, but you may try to cast him for the exile 2 permanents on cost effect. As for the mana base, we have 3 islands, 5 swamps, 4 forests, 2 hinterland harbors, 2 woodland cemeteries. The 2 hissing quagmires have Death Touch, making it a potent blocker. We have 1 drowned catacomb, and 4 Evolving Wilds. Evolving Wilds serve as an activator for the Revolt, in Fatal Push, and to get the mana color we need on the next turn from the deck. Now, let's have some fun in the ranked matches. Opponent plays first. We have 3 lands here and Nissa, so I think I want to keep this. Evolving Wilds, he's going to fetch a land. It's going to be red. Let's see. Which land do I want to play out first? Let's play out the Hinterland Harbor. We can get another green mana out, and then we do have the spells we need otherwise. Alright, our opponent gets in for 2. Has a Speedway Fanatic. Let's hope we will draw into some Fatal Push, or a Mass Removal spell would be even better. Right. Let's go for a swamp. Opponent attacks for 2. This is fine. Let's see what he's going to cast. It's going to be a Selfless Spirit. Alright. We do seem to have quite a lot of lands now. I'm actually thinking we're taking a bit too much damage from red and white, so might as well just go for a Treasure Keeper here next turn and just block the Speedway Fanatic. Don't want this to become a game when I have a very low life total against red and white. Damage can stack up pretty quickly. Alright, the standard Mindbender. An excellent card. Let's go for a Treasure Keeper. Next turn we can go directly into the Mindbender. hope our opponent doesn't play out the Gideon right now, so that we will have enough time to get him. Foundry of Councils. Alright, he does have the Sky Sovereign, so it's unfortunate for us. Okay, Fatal Push is here. We're just going to cast it on the Selfless Spirit. The Sky Sovereign requires crew 2. We are down to 12 life. He can also give him first strikes, so even if we play out the Priest of Bloodright, there is no guarantee that this is going to end well for us. Still, I feel like we have to play him out to get this 5/5 flyer. If he has one more mana, he can activate the Foundry of Councils, and then he can crew the Sky Sovereign. Instead, our opponent doesn't attack. This is quite interesting. We are going to be dealt 2 damage. So we have 6 mana. Let's just go for a Distended Mindbender straight away. Alright, we're just going to discard Nahiri that he cannot cast. So not too bad, but he can still crew the Sky Sovereign, so we're not going to be attacking here, because he can give Sky Sovereign first strike, and the 6/5 first striker doesn't bode too well for us. Yep. Alright, he has a Fleetwheel Cruiser. I'm going to block with a Distended Mindbender here. Or perhaps with the Treasure Keeper, just to keep the ramp going. So, first strike Sky Sovereign. Let's see. He's going to get rid of the Treasure Keeper. Alright, we can cast out the Reclamation Sage. We're actually going to be able to get rid of the Sky Sovereign. So I don't know how lucky I was to actually get this done. That was very lucky from us. We have a Vexing Scuttler. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need just one more mana. Do we have an instant or a sorcery that we would like to return to our hand? Anyway, first I think we want to attack with the token demon. For some reason his description is in caps. We can probably emerge even now and just get rid of our opponent with a let's go for it like this. Let's get the Fatal Push back. And this way we can get rid of some other creature he has. Alright. Untethered Express. Doesn't have haste. And we're going to have an Evolving Wilds that we can use to activate the Fatal Push. He gets in for 2 damage. I think we can probably just go ahead and attack right now. We get in for 9. And wait for our opponent. All right. Let's sacrifice the Evolving Wilds. Let's get out any source of mana. And let's get rid of the Untethered Express. Let's see if he's going to attack. He is going to attack, leaving only 1 blocker. Gets in for 4. Leaves us at 4 life. And now we have Liliana. Liliana means that we can get rid of the Thopter that could have blocked us. And that means we'll be able to get the damage through. So let's go ahead and win the game. Alright, let's see, we only have 2 mana. We only have 2 mana here as well, but at least we can cast out one of our creatures, so... At least we have a slight chance. red and white. Any other spells? Let's get the green mana for a possible Eldritch Evolution at some point in time. We have a Fleetfoot Cruiser from the opponent, so we'll get hit for 7. If we want to merge something next turn, if we're lucky enough to draw a card, that is going to be a land. So let's just wait and see. We can get in for 2. Then just go for the standard Mindbender this turn. I want to see what he has in store for us. Let's see what he's hiding. Alright. So I think I don't want another Fleetfoot Cruiser. Pioneer is also a good target. But the vehicles are more problematic, and we do have Yehini's expertise. So let's play out the Hissing Quagmire that we were lucky enough to draw off the trigger. We can actually fetch. I'm just going to take the damage. I'm going to actually be able to fetch the Ulamog off of this. Let's see if he casts our Pioneer. Yep. He is. Что, отправил? Alright, so we can play out Nisa. Next turn he can attack us for 5 and 4, which is 9. We do have a Grasp of Darkness for the Fleetwheel Cruiser though, so we can cast out Nisa, get a Forest out, and also cast out the Grasp of Darkness on the opponent. So let's go ahead and exile some 20 cards. Our opponent is not going to block. Let's go for Nisa. Let's get a Forest out and wait. Interesting, no attacks. We have 6 mana. This is going to be the 7th. So we can transform this Nisa. I think I just don't mind doing it. We're going to attack with Ulamog first. Maybe he has Blessed Alliance, but this is still going to remove 20 cards from his library. He's going to use Needle Spars to block. Crew the Fleetwheel Cruiser. Of course, we're just going to get rid of it if he's going to play it like this. And this is going to be game over from the damage. Alright, this is a fun game that I had, but unfortunately my mic was turned off, so I'm going to have to recast it. I'm going to keep this hand, where I had the 2 mana sources. And as you can see with the Wretched Gryph, it was a different variation of the deck, but the changes were on the slide. So in this case, we are going to wait. Alright. The opponent has been replaced by the AI. Still going to be a very, very interesting game from both sides. Opponent running red, green, and white. We're stuck on the mana. Plays out the Graveblade Marauder, but it's a 3-drop, so we cannot take care of it with a Fatal Push, so we'll just have to skip. Still no mana here. We'll have to discard the card. I think that it will be a long time before we can cast the Lashwood Lurker, and I'd rather keep the Elder Deep Fiend. Attacks with the Graveblade Marauder. Deals 1 damage. Our opponent seems to be running all the colors except for red. Also plays out Jace that we're going to take care of with the Fatal Push straight away. Alright, we got a land, but unfortunately it's a fetch land, so we'll have to waste this turn to tutor out a land. I'm going to take green, so that I'm able to cast out Eldritch Evolution. Let's cast out Liliana. Debuff the Graveblade Marauder. Alright, we got our 4th mana source. Let's get the Treasure Keeper out. to use our mana to the maximum effectiveness. Let's activate Liliana. Right, our opponent now has 5 mana available. Plays out Chase. Draws a card after he scries one. So we cannot emerge the Elder Deep Fiend because we don't have any blue mana sources. We can cast out the Eldritch Evolution. And our opponent's creature does have Death Touch. Let's see if the AI is going to block. It is. So let's go ahead and wait. Oh, actually it doesn't have Death Touch when it deals -1 damage. Interesting. Let's play out the Filigree Familiar then. Gain some life. Alright. Interesting. That's not a card I see often. Cotoped, that once a creature is put into a graveyard, our opponent loses 1 life. We do have 1 blue mana source, but not enough for an Elder Deep Fiend. Let's debuff the Cotoped. Let's then use the Eldritch Evolution. And now we can tutor a 6-drop. This is from the Treasure Keeper, so since we don't have an artifact, but at least we can get a creature out, let's do this. Doesn't look like our opponent has any artifacts in play. And let's see what we can get out. I think that a Noxious Gearhulk is a good card here, or we can get out an Ishkana to block our opponent, but I still think the Gearhulk is going to be better. So let's gain some life. Attack Jace, so that he's not able to activate his ultimate. We can emerge the Wretched Griff, but we can emerge it only from our expensive Gearhulk, so I'm not going to do this. Let's see. Alright, our opponent has Sylvan Advocate. It is now a 4/5. And we have no Fatal Push here. No attacks. Alright, our opponent has Languish. This is going to wipe the board for us, but we are going to draw a card. We got another land. We're going to ultimate Liliana, so we can start producing the zombies. The Baloth Null also counts as a zombie, which is a nice bonus, and we can use it to bring back the cards from our graveyard. The opponent scries and draws with Jace, gaining even more advantage. Let's see which cards we can bring back. The Filigree Familiar, alright, very interesting. Our opponent plays Sigil of the Empty Throne, so when he casts out enchantments, he is going to get 4/4 flying angel tokens. So let's block. Should it be with a zombie token or just not block at all so that we can populate the board with more? Alright, it seems this was a mistake, so they are not going to survive, but we did have a decent amount of life. So we can go for the standard Mindbender now to have a look at what our opponent has in hand. We're going to play it out straight away. Can also block the Sylvan Advocate without fear. Alright, our opponent does have 2 legendary enchantments. And let's see, which one should we get rid of? I think if his deck is based on the enchantments, we might as well get rid of the life gain from the enchantments that he can get from the Centaur. So let's get rid of it. Let's get another island for our Elder Deep Fiends. And of course we had discarded another board wipe from our opponent. Alright, returns one of the zombie tokens. Casts out Oath of Liliana. This means we're going to have to sacrifice the token. Another Oath. We'll have to sacrifice the Distended Mindbender. Attacks with the Sylvan Advocate. We take 4 damage. So we can cast out quite a lot of cards. We can go for an Elder Deep Fiend end of turn. Let's go ahead and do it. We also get some zombie tokens. Alright. Let's tap down the permanents here. Now let's see if our opponent will have any blockers. Interesting. Also not a card I see often. He's going to create even more tokens now. But we do have another Elder Deep Fiend in our hand, so we can tap down these creatures as well. So this would allow us to take care of Jace our opponent has. Or we can cast it out at the end of turn. So we can probably just attack with everything we have right now. Let him block, and then we can tap down his permanents on his end step. I mean before his attack step. Let's see. We trade some tokens for them. This is absolutely fine. This means we'll get to tap his 4/4 angel tokens and his Sylvan Advocate. But let's first wait to see if he's going to cast out any other problematic creatures. Alright, he has Ever After, so he's going to pull out 2 of his creatures here. So let's wait until he does that. Now we just have to wait and then cast out the Elder Deep Fiend to tap down the creatures that are problematic for us. Let's go ahead and do this. Alright. He returns the Elder Deep Fiend to our hand, which is probably not as optimal as they would have thought. We also have the Ever After now, so that we can get some of our creatures back from the graveyard, but I think I'd rather just keep the mana for Elder Deep Fiend. Let's redirect some of the zombies to Jace and then attack. Alright, we took care of Jace here. Let's wait for our opponent's end turn. We now have a decent amount of zombies. Our opponent does have a mass removal spells that he can use to wipe the board. Let's see. Yep, he does cast another Sylvan Advocate. Let's wait and cast the Elder Deep Fiend to tap down the creatures he has before he attacks. Alright. Alright, board wipe. Let's restart again. Fortunately, our deck can generate quite a lot of advantage with the Ever After and the Ballot Null in our hand. Our opponent also had Cotopede, which means that he's basically going to draw quite a lot of cards. From the amount of creatures that have died. And we have Rishkar's Expertise. So the question is, what do we want to do with our graveyard? We can bring back Treasure Keeper or other big Eldrazi, but we'd rather cast them. We also have the Noxious Gearhulk here that can... Yeah, I think that an Ever After is good right now. Let's bring back these are the cards I probably want to cast, not to bring to the battlefield. Let's go for the big hitters still, because our opponent does have only 3 life. So we are going to destroy the animated land. We're also going to get a few zombies going. Fortunately, our opponent doesn't have any more planar outbursts, because you can only have the 2 of them in the deck. Right, he has Declaration in Stone, so all the zombie tokens are going to be wiped. But because of Ever After, our reanimated creatures are zombies too, so their number is going to increase even more. Opponent plays Obnixilis. Alright, has a Liliana of his own. Unfortunately, it might be too little too late. -1's the Elder Deep Fiend, then destroys the Noxious Gearhulk, also generates zombies from the Oath of Liliana here. Let's see, we can go for Rishkar's Expertise to go ahead and draw some cards, or just go for a Ballot Null, which I think is a more decent play right now. We can also just activate the Manland. Let's attack first. He's going to block with a zombie. And end of turn, use the Ballot Null. Let's return the Mindbender and another Elder Deep Fiend to our hand. We can also merge even right now to have a look at what our opponent has in his hand. Let's emerge from the ballot now. See what our opponent is cooking. Alright, he has an Anguished Unmaking. So an excellent target for this card. But if he does have the Anguished Unmaking and use it, he's going to suicide because he only has 3 life. That's why I'm going to just discard everything else. So it's been quite a long road. But it looks like we are very close to finishing the game in our favor. Use Decklist +1, loses 1 life, draws a card. Alright, let's attack. Let's see if he has any more tricks. He doesn't. I want to thank you for watching and see you again next time.